So before starting this podcast, I want to read off something here. Unfortunately, we as a fandom have lost something very, very dear. Albie's pet RonRon had passed away a couple days ago, and I just want to do a moment of silence for him.
And with that, welcome everyone to Subwuffer Entertainment Treehouse. So it's a bit more of a somber note, but for all of you who know Albie, for all of you who've been entertained by RonRon and just enjoyed the videos, we felt that they've given a lot to the fandom and they deserve at least a couple seconds of that. We are a determinedly otherwise drunk, geeky, and cheerful podcast, despite the somber beginning. We're wolves, we house in a tree, and we entertain, bringing you all the latest entertainment news. So that's a lot like a music appreciation class. We discuss certain topics and see if people react to them in different ways. My name is Zack Gray, also known as the Booze Wolf, but heading us and the beginner of that wonderful and very respectful silence is...
Hi guys, my name is Scarfy. How's it going?
Kruz?
Oh,
sure, there we go. Either one.
Sorry, I'm calling too. Anyway, I'm Sujo Wolf. Hi. Don't come near me, I bite.
He does a lot.
Hey, don't. I'm Kruz.
Hi, Kruz.
Don't go near Sujo.
Hi, Kruz.
I like how Kruz is saying it's like my introduction is just to further the point of Shujo's introduction. I feel like, no, seriously.
Yeah, I see what a lot of people mean, and like personally, it's one of those things where, it's one of those things where we just have to be who we are and do what we are. Greg, right now, Kruz is doing a podcast, so
yeah,
I don't
this
really.
This is just ignore it. It's a troll.
Soy latte. Are you sure it's a troll?
Yes, soy latte. It's definitely a troll.
Okay.
Wow, but it's tasty.
Alrighty. So, I think we had a plan for things we were doing today.
Yeah, we do. We have an agenda.
Yeah,
But before we begin the agenda, I just want to say, Shuja, welcome back. It's nice to see you again. You got sick, and we couldn't have you on the show 2 weeks ago.
You.
How are you feeling?
I need coffee.
Coffee is the best medicine next to laughter, which is the next to medicine.
Coffee is some version of me saying that God wanted me to be happy.
You should see if Starbucks will hire you to advertise on our show. Maybe we can get sponsored.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense.
Oh man.
Oh, shit. Apparently, I haven't paid my child support for the child I don't have.
I was actually gonna type this, but since it's been addressed, don't even get me started on that, Craig. Man, Half Hyena hasn't paid child support for Zomagod Shiny, our adopted son, in ever. I'm still waiting for that. Path, if you're listening, I'm coming for you. I know vaguely where you live, but I know where you work as a con chair, so I'll be there next year. I'm gonna hunt you down.
I see what you mean.
Anywho, so we start this with Kruz normally, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll start with Kruz. Kruz, what do you have on the agenda when it comes to music?
Basically, a little bit less than nothing. But what we do have is pretty good. The first thing we have, obviously, is Babymetal. Metal Resistance, which is... Yeah, that's come out on April Fool's Day. But it was no joke.
Oh, God.
That was mandatory, by the way. It's jumped up to #1 on the metal charts on iTunes, #5 overall. Pop can suck it. But Babymetal, they will start their tour in the United States in May.
Oh, nice.
And we've included one of their earlier songs in the well, at least in the fucking, what's it called? Agenda.
Yes.
I can see it.
So I will be sending that to you all in a second because I have to pull up Telegram on my other computer that controls and monitors this. So keep on talking, Kruz. I'll be sending out everyone that link in a moment.
You know, it's kind of funny. We had Babymetal before, and Babymetal was just one of these. Was one of the musics where where I feel as if, you know, it was very apparent how much haters I found when it came to Babymetal, and I don't understand why people hate Babymetal when there's a lot of Japanese music that other people hate, like Hatsune Miku or something.
Hatsune Miku. Oh god.
Yeah.
I never hated Babymetal.
It's just a meme at this point.
Yeah, I've never hated Babymetal. It was just always, it's like, it is ridiculous. Not to say it's bad. Like, Mindless Self-Indulgence, one of my favorite bands of all time. Their music is fucking ridiculous. But it's just very, like, when you watch the whole, it is a spectacle in the most weirdest of ways. But it's not bad music. It's just bizarre.
Yeah.
But bizarre can be good.
And notice, like, especially one from Metal Resistance, they, like, was basically cut and paste of a Slipknot riff. It starts off with like really heavy riff. It goes like insanely, well, that would be insanely crazy drumming. And well, you know,
Yeah, a bit of a not.
that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. I forgot.
I can't.
What is your favorite song by Babymetal, Kruz?
One song, I'd say "Road of Resistance."
By
It really
By
does
Babymetal?
remind me of Dragon Force. Yeah,
I got
it's actually on both. It's actually on both of their albums. It's like at the end of the first one, at the beginning of of Metal Resistance, which I guess was kind of like they forgot. Like, oh, we should probably put on this because the name of the album and the song. It makes sense. You know, but yeah, it is. It's if you like Dragon Force, that's basically what it is.
Makes sense.
Hold on, I just want to check something real quick.
Sure.
The link.
Oh no,
Mark.
apparently the link is not working. Here you go. Let me 1 second. Let me fix that. Let me get,
Oh no, let's panic. Because that's the
let's
thing.
panic because the link isn't working. It's fine. Let me just send this link to Zack, so that'll work instead.
The name of the song, the name of the song, you can't forget it. Give me chocolate. Really not that complicated. You can look it up your damn self.
Gimme Chocolate is a really good song. I actually really enjoy it.
Yeah. I like how it's just like starts with like industrial.
Today's a lot more. I don't know why, but today feels a lot more mellow than usual. Like we need to make people excited. I don't know what's going on. We need to make people excited.
Well, you did start with something dying. I mean, that's a pretty hard thing to come back from with energy. Just
okay, now we're having really, really good. Now we just need to be alive and a lot more focused. I don't know why we're talking like this, like we're talking like a freaking robot, but we need to fix that there. Anyway, there you go. I gave you the link, so hopefully it'll work. I don't understand why on earth it wouldn't, but apparently they decided to do something different with it, so hopefully it's working, but I don't know why it wouldn't be.
So I know that he's trying to troll us, but actually I kind of like this guy, Greg. It's kind of fun. Like the not that one. He said Babymetal reminds me of Oprah, and all I can think of is just them on stage going, "You get a kawaii, and you get a kawaii, and you get a kawaii," and it just makes me happy.
So
everybody wanna ride. Your mom's a prostitute.
Well, I mean, maybe, but
I don't even want to block. I just want to ignore him
for you.
I just want to ignore him all this time because I already know that there's going to be more trolls than just him. So we'll just probably leave him be. Anyway, yeah, Zack, have you listened to any of Babymetal's music? Otherwise,
yeah, a while ago. It's good music. Like I said, it's just kind of like a bizarre thing to watch. It's sort of like, I don't know, like any sort of really throwing cutesy and metal together is just interesting. And admittedly, I have no problems with metal. It's just not one of my usual genres that I listen to. So that's part of it. And I don't normally listen to cutesy, but it's good. It's not something that I absolutely love. But if it's on, I'll definitely listen to it. I think they got talent. That's for damn sure. And they're well liked.
Yeah,
that's all I have to say.
I'll say that. And I mean, all their songs are quite different, but the one thing that does stay the same throughout is that they do a good job of whatever they do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Anyway,
Right.
what's on the next agenda? What's next on the agenda, Kruz? I would talk to Shuja, but Shuja apparently had to go away for a couple minutes. He'll be back soon. But anyway, what's next on the agenda of music?
All right. Next one, I checked them out, which is I don't know, it's kind of like trippy indie rock stuff. They're called post-punk indie rock band Bare Hands. Bare Hands as in BAAR, like a bear.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you mean
So clever. It's a bar. They will be releasing their third studio album April 15th. A Brooklyn-based band gained popularity with their previous album called Distraction, featuring their hit song Giants. And it was top 10 alternative charts in 2014. And I listened to that song, and I mean, it's kind of it's weird because like they keep repeating the line, "I am loving you more," sounding exactly like that. I am loving you more. I'm like,
Well, I just posted up on
it's
top.
quite an experience.
I posted the link to the song Giants in case people want to listen to that. So.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I haven't heard these guys because I didn't get a chance to listen to them today with all of what my day's been. But what is their, like, if you had to sum up their style, what would it be?
It's kind of like not. It's like the not pop, but like the more radio friendly side of alt rock.
Okay.
They're more like light, almost like that's this band that I've come to hate. What are they
Right.
called? What are they called? The fucking what their song was? Everybody Talks. Whatever band. It is. I keep forgetting their name. They're like that, but they're like that band, but far less annoying. It's
That's
like
fair.
today, Junior. I'm stuttering.
But yeah, no, I can see what you mean. I just listened to an excerpt of it. But yeah, it's definitely got that sort of like franticness that Cage the Elephant does very well, but not as good as
Yeah.
Cage the Elephant. Basically.
That's another one that they're nice and similar to.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
You can enjoy
Scarfy,
it.
thoughts?
Unfortunately, I haven't listened to Bare Hands, so they are a post-punk indie rock band. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of indie rock because like whenever indie rock is introduced, it always reminds me of hipsters.
It is. I mean, that's the point of it. Actually, one of the.
I mean, that's kind of their crowd, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the music video, yeah, they all look blatantly like hipsters.
Right.
Like you can, all of them. It's kind of funny.
I listen to KEXP a lot, which is a Seattle-based radio station that plays a bunch of like up-and-coming bands and famous bands in the underground, and also more popular bands now and again, like more popular than everybody knows them. And yeah, like I've been getting into and out of. It depends. One thing I've noticed I usually hate a lot is that you'll get an indie band that comes in or some hipster band, and either the music is on point and the singer fucking sucks, or the singer is astounding and the musicians sound like they're just, slapping their instruments against each other's faces. And it's like, now and again you find one that both are good. Also, consequently, just as often you find one where both are just as bad, and you wonder how things had ever have come this way. But
Yeah. I mean, the vocalist isn't bad, but it's just like the way he was singing is kind of like,
yeah,
I am loving you more. We're all sweating. Yeah, I'm so sweaty right now. Oh my god, so sweaty.
The sweat of doom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. All right. Shoujo, do you have any thoughts
Thoughts on what?
on the music? I realize you've been gone for most of it. I don't know if you got to hear any of it when it came up while you were getting your coffee.
Oh, coffee. Are you asking my thought on coffee? Because it's good.
No, I know your thoughts on coffee. We discussed this earlier. It's a new slogan for Starbucks. Remember?
Starbucks. Actually, I don't.
Mm-hmm. You don't like Starbucks?
Actually, no.
like Starbucks
Starbucks.
coffee, but whatever. I tend to make my own coffee, so
Right.
mm, nothing better than a cup of mocha and fix.
Yeah. Are you feeling better?
Yes. Now
Okay.
I'm transforming into
That
a
sounded
fox.
far more sexual than coffee warrants, Sidra. It's like I feel there. Yeah. It's like.
No. That sounded like Professor Snape doing the Wingardium Leviosa.
Oh,
God damn it.
yeah. Anyway.
Coffee?
Yes, shoot.
All right, now that's gonna be. We gotta stop now, otherwise that'll be the rest of the show. This is gonna be us doing that for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Which it wouldn't be that bad.
No, I'd love it, but
We just regret it horribly later.
we find it later. It's like, wow, our viewer count is in the negatives. I didn't know that was possible. All right. So I guess we're moving on. Was there any other thoughts or things you wanted to bring up, Kruz?
I don't know. Other than I will be seeing the Babymetal on their tour when they come to Boston.
Awesome.
That'll be in May.
Wait, you're gonna be seeing Babymetal?
Yeah. They're playing at the same place. I'm on Martha's.
Take your sister, please.
I hope well, I'll show her at least. I've shown her and she likes it. She's some of it she's like, this is completely anime music. I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh,
Japanese.
undoubtedly.
Japanese. What do you expect? All right.
All right.
Mhm. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, next up is, I guess, me with video games. Hello. So the first game I'm going to talk about, I shouldn't plug more successful YouTubers on this channel, but I've been watching Game Grumps play through a pre-release of it, and it looks pretty awesome.
Oh my god.
What?
As much as I love Game Grumps, I'm sorry, you can't top John Tron as himself in Game Grumps. I mean,
I
Danny
highly
Sexbang-
disagree. I highly
Danny-
disagree.
Danny Sexbang, I don't think does well playing video games, but that's just personal.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Danny is atrocious at video games, but that's the whole point. Like, we'll argue about this later. Anyway,
Right.
But yeah, so, but I will agree, he is atrocious at video games. The game is Dark Souls 3. Yeah, another one came out. So they're on to the third one. Besides, Demon's Souls and Bloodborne and all that. And so for any of you who know the series, you can say what you want about similarities and Hidetaka Miyazaki's games, but the dude is a great formula that works. It's been only a little over a year since he released Bloodborne, and already he's bringing in Dark Souls 3. And Bandai Namco Entertainment is certainly loving the sales this guy is bringing in with his games. For those of you who haven't played Dark Souls, Demon's Souls, Bloodborne, or any of the series that Miyazaki makes, the gameplay is very similar in the way it's stylized. However, each game takes place in a very unique world with its own set of enemies, environments, skills, abilities, items, all that sort of stuff. Its own lore as well. For the Dark Souls series, you're placed into a broken, decrepit, hellish landscape that's very fantasy medieval, so it's probably really appealing to people, the D&D crowd, or people like me that just love that fantasy medieval stuff. It's very twisted, very bizarre. I mean, it's sort of like Tolkien, Lewis Carroll, and Edgar Allan Poe had a night of drinking together and were just trying to top each other's stories. And even then, if you threw after that night, you threw them all into this world, they still wouldn't be able to quite cope with what's going on. But for modern day gamers like us, it's wonderful and immersive world because we're all fucked up in our own special way. Mm-hmm. The game's a third-person perspective action RPG, which allows you a wealth of customization between skills, weapons, armor, spells, and the main draw of the game for gamers out there is that it is incredibly challenging and very unforgiving. No matter how high of a level you are, you never really get to that point in other RPGs. Like, not to bash Skyrim, I love the Elder Scrolls game, but you never get to the point of being just a tank. You can't just soak damage all day and just wail on bitches, no matter what. The boss fights are always tough. The enemies are always tough. The damage you take is incredibly high. The damage you deal, it can get higher, but even still, it's going to take multiple tries to defeat some enemies, especially the bosses. So basically,
I remember Twitch actually doing a Twitch plays Dark Souls, believe it or not, and it was one of the most hardest things to do because it was frame by frame, move by move, legs. It was intense. I don't know how they did it.
Oh yeah, no, it's a game made for gamers. It's like meant to challenge you and cause you just the right amount of stress and frustration that you get hooked and you just want to beat it. But the entire time you're enjoying yourself in this weird sort of pseudo-masochistic way. The game itself comes out on April 12th to the mass public. I know there's been some beta testers and stuff going on. Mostly the YouTubers, like I said, Game Grumps. I'm sure there's many others who have gotten a copy because that brings in sales. And like any of Miyazaki's work, if you want a game if you're a gamer who wants a challenge, this is going to be for you. It's available for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. So thoughts?
And unfortunately, it's not available for Nintendo Wii. So
well, yeah, but admittedly, like that's not the kind of audience Nintendo usually wants to bring in. Like, this is a very violent game, and Nintendo's always prided itself on being family friendly.
Yeah, of course, but even still, there are times when Nintendo can get intense. Like they made Call of Duty. They had Call of Duty games for that. Yeah. But I saw the trailer for Dark Souls 3, and I never played a single Dark Souls game. Shame on me. Yeah. I know Dark Souls is this wonderful masterpiece that people love playing, and granted, it's not Skyrim, and it will never be like Skyrim. And heck, I haven't even played Skyrim, and I can clearly tell it's not Skyrim. But anyway. I saw it. I love the dark and gothic it has in it, and I'm pretty sure this is a recurring theme when it comes to Dark Souls. Always having dealing with very dark landscapes, very dark visuals, yes. Gothic places that you run around in. It's interesting.
It's actually a theme in all of his works. Like Demon Soul and Bloodborne were both that same sort of style, just in different like eras. Instead of fantasy and medieval, one was like you're literally in a hell purgatory world, and another one was something even crazier. They're great games. I played it for a bit. I've never beaten one. My friend back home, he's been my oldest friend. I've known him for like, good God, like 16 years now. He is addicted to it. He's played all of them, run through them, beat them multiple times, and it's every time I watch him play it, it almost seems painful, just like how hard it is. Even it's like, oh no, I beat this game 3 times. Like, but you're dying like a bitch. It's like, oh yeah, you die like a bitch all the time. Like, but
that's why I haven't played the game, because I've watched people play it and like how angry they get and how often they die. It's almost like me in Evil Within, except like at least 3 times as bad.
I want to see a person actually play the game without dying one time, but even I know that's a really difficult
I think that's actually an achievement you can get in the game, and I think maybe one person has.
Never die.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, forget Fire Emblem, man. I mean, this is like crazy. I mean,
and I have to say, also have a shit ton of like really ridiculous but like funny in the same time achievement. Like the first time you die, achievement unlocked. Yeah, you die. It's like, oh, okay, thanks.
Oh gosh. Any other thoughts? Any other ideas, comparisons, bitchings, scritches?
You know what console is gonna come out? What platform?
Oh yeah, I said PS3, PC, and Xbox One. So everything except for Nintendo, like Scarfy.
Oh, you mean PS4?
PS4. Sorry. You were quite correct. I misspoke.
It's all the same. It's all the same.
Not all the same, but.
I'll say this right now. I don't know what you're smoking to think that I would go see a Beyonce concert, but whatever it is, I want 3 truckfuls of that. Post haste.
You'll just light the trucks on fire and just stand, like make a triangle out of them around you and just sit and meditate. And just,
this girl is on fire. Oh my God, I'm so good at that.
Yeah.
Keep the burn. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
I have no shot about Scarfy. I like this guy. He gives us shit to talk about. Anyway, so do we have anything else we want to say, or will we go to the next game?
Nope.
All right. The next game, it should be a furry favorite or a favorite for a lot of gamers. And Scarfy actually had to rectify part of my talk on this because I remember playing this like vividly for the PS1, but apparently it didn't come out to PlayStation 2, so obviously I need to drink less. I'm not giving it up because fuck that, but I need to drink less. The next game is Ratchet and Clank. It's a remake of the game. There's already been a remake or a remastering, but for those
An
who don't,
HD remaster game
Yeah.
of Ratchet and Clank.
yep. So
And-
go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say personally, I don't understand why they would make a Ratchet and Clank like rehash of the game, considering that there are movies that come out and there are video games based off movies that are made. So I'm kind of wondering, well, how exactly is this going to work since this game is technically based off the movie?
Well, the game is based off the movie, which is based off the game, which will then be based off the movie. Anyway, the whole thing is, it's that same thing. The movie's coming out, they want to make money off it, so they have this game. Granted, that being said, the game does look pretty awesome. Insomniac is bringing it back. It's one of the most memorable platform shooters of, maybe not of all time, but I know like a lot of people I know, they put it up there with stuff like Crash Bandicoot and all that sort of stuff. It's a game that people remember.
That was so good.
Yeah.
Slay, I know Aaron.
I had Crash Bandicoot.
Aaron is a huge fan of Crash Bandicoot. You have no idea.
But
Personally, I don't know. Like, I kind of see Ratchet and Clank. It's Sly Cooper, but that's just me.
I
maybe.
loved Sly Cooper actually. That was good.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for the movie to come out. But
Yeah.
we'll talk about that another time.
Yep. But I remember, because back in the day when this came out, this game was, all I said, Crash Bandicoot, those old platformer games were all the rage. And it's kind of cool to see them making a comeback, and that they're just making the game dive deeper into the character. So for those who don't know, this game basically sort of spans all the Ratchet and Clank series and just goes deeper into the origins of Ratchet and Clank. It's
right on cue. I just mentioned Crash Bandicoot. Aaron is right there.
Yep. Oh dear.
What's that fucking meme with the guy pushing through the crowd? Did somebody say?
Shut up and take my money.
It's like,
Did somebody say Crash?
But yeah, so for those of you who've never played the game, by the way, you play the game as Ratchet, who's an anthropomorphic striped Lombax who carries around a robotic buddy, Clank. Together they use various weapons, technology, and upgrades, and go to different planets in the Solana galaxy and thwart the Blarg race. I know this sounds like something out of a comic book, but it's a game. It's fun times. And they have to defeat the leader, who is, I believe, Supreme Executive Chairman Drek. So the game itself is kind of quirky and funny and kind of pokes fun at itself in games of its like. You'll see that a lot, especially as you have this kind of friend-foe relationship with Captain Quark, who's this other person who wants to be the protagonist but just isn't quite as good as it as Ratchet, who's a little sort of underdog-y but definitely a lot more bitch, I'm the hero. There's no denying it. Like I said, the game looks great. I'm interested in seeing the movie. We'll talk about that later, but I don't know we'll see how people react to it when it comes out, what reviews it gets. And the game comes out April 12th for the PS4. I don't know when the movie comes out. I know it's later in April.
Oh well, we'll talk about Ratchet and Clank when it gets there. Hopefully, they'll actually give us an actual release date, because I haven't seen a release date since then. But maybe that's just I haven't really looked for one. But yeah, Ratchet and Clank. I saw a Let's Play of Ratchet and Clank by the Super Gaming Brothers. And for those of you who don't know, I am a fan of Let's Players. I understand that a lot of furries are turned off by the fact that, Let's Players take up the majority of YouTube, because all of these people who are just doing, animated videos by drawing and stuff, they don't really get a chance to shine. I'm like, dude, you have to look at the right crowd when it comes to Let's Players. There are better Let's Players than what you think, who just sit behind a computer, record themselves playing a video game and screaming like a little bitch. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what else to tell you that. I don't know what else to say. But that's not everybody. That's not everybody who does. Not everyone does that. So
it's interesting that you mentioned that, because actually there are animators I found because of Let's Players. People will animate stuff I know I plug them up, everyone knows them. Markiplier has a bunch of animated videos. I've looked into the animators that do little animated shorts from his Let's Plays and shit. Same with Game Grumps and Sea Nanners and Gassy Mexican. And I watch these things and I find really cool animators. I watch their shit. It's like, well, their shit is fucking on top. And
yeah.
So,
but what I don't understand is people always say, well, people always make the argument, well, that's Let's Players are obviously making more profit off of YouTube because they upload a video every day. But at the same time, you also need to realize, do you know how much it takes to record? Do you know how much it takes time to especially edit and put all these, additions to your videos?
To make it look all
Yes, I do, and I still don't do it as well as
yeah.
they do because it's
it's not as easy as you think it is.
no,
especially,
it's not.
especially since you have to, deal with all these copyright strikes. Thank you, $1 billion boy.
Actually, weirdly,
fuck you.
I've never had a strike with the shit I've done with gaming stuff. It's only been on this channel, but at the same time,
Wait until you play a Nintendo game. You'll see what happens.
oh, I don't have to worry. I'm on Nintendo. I'm fine.
Earthbound. You'll be hearing from them. But anyway,
Well, that doesn't make me want to play it. Sorry, go ahead, Kruz. Oh man. Anyway, do you guys have any?
the Ratchet and Clank. Like, I'm getting off topic. Ratchet and Clank. I saw Let's Play of the original game, so I'm going to be curious to see how exactly this one's going to play out, and I am curious to see the film myself. So we'll see what happens there.
Mm-hmm.
But
Zack,
Yeah. What?
remind me never invite Scarfy to a hate talk because
A hate talk?
a hate talk.
Oh,
What's
That's
Um,
pretty much what this whole thing is.
that?
Here, just
Sorry.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about. That's a story for another time.
Okay, we'll talk about that off camera. I don't let this go. Should remember this because I want to hear more about this later.
I'm not like part of a hate group. I'm just of the minority when it comes to certain opinions that people of the majority really like. What?
You kind of like Hook. It's like, you know what? You want to know my secret? I always angry.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
Maybe
yeah.
he's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybelline.
Anyway, so God, does that even still a reference anymore? Do people still know what that is? Am I just that old?
I saw a meme
I got it.
for
Okay.
Maybelline, but I'm not too sure where it's from.
It's an old commercial,
Oh, okay.
basically. But okay, so Kruz, Shudra, thoughts?
On
Ratchet and Clank.
Whoa.
that's the thing. I have no
That
idea what
thing.
you're talking about.
Did you even watch the trailers? You watched the trailers, right, Shuja?
Here's a thought on trailer. At first, I thought, ooh, that's a movie.
It is going to be a movie. There's going to be a movie of it.
It's kind of like a roller coaster move for me when I watch this trailer. Like when it first pop up, it's like, ooh, movie, awesome, very, yay! Oh shit, it's a game.
Well, they're making a movie of it, too.
Boo,
They're making a movie of Ratchet and Clank.
boo.
Wait, what?
He's saying boo.
ooh, to the game or the movie
Yeah.
or both.
I lost my interest.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that Shudra
I think
is
he means
just
both.
half alive over there. He's trying
Yeah.
his damnedest, but I think he's like 10 steps away from the grave, and by the grave I mean the bed.
Yeah. You're not going to sleep anytime, Shuja. That's all I'm going to say. But all I have to say is, Ratchet and Clank, we're not trying to bash Ratchet and Clank. I actually do respect it as a series, even though I haven't played it. I have a PS4.
No,
Too bad
Yeah, what's your
PS4 doesn't
question?
have backwards
this
compatibility.
one only coming out on PS4, or is there any different console is gonna come out?
No, just PS4, like Scarfy said.
So that's mean I have to buy a PS4 to play this game. God damn it!
Yeah, basically. I mean, like, I don't have a PS4, but the game, I remember the old series, and it looks really cool. I'm not going to be able to get this because I'm not going to put the money for a PS4.
I have a PS4. Honestly,
Yay! We know.
E3 really needs to make backwards compatibility because I'm sorry, but I am literally bored out of my mind with it. They don't have enough good games. The PS3 has way more better video games to play than the PS4 currently does as its own system.
Wait.
And if Sony is going to make a PS 4.5 for backwards compatibility, I'm sorry, I'm going to be really pissed off. I don't know about you, but that's all I can say.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
Kruz, do you have any thoughts? I think we skipped over Kruz, I feel like.
Oh, God. I don't know. I know what okay. I haven't played Ratchet and Clank either, but I know the name so well. I'm surprised I haven't.
Mm-hmm.
But you've mentioned what's his name, Sly Cooper and
Yeah.
Crash.
Bandicoot.
Those are both ones that I've played a little. So that's all I know about that.
I honestly never played Crash Bandicoot until like I think 2 years ago, and it's because Shiny had all the games. So he's like, "Hey, you got to play these." I was like, "Okay," and I wound up just playing the games.
Okay.
Oh gosh. So yeah, all right. Moving on from that. Fallout 4 Waste. Didn't we do this in like the last episode? Oh no. That's a different. Sorry, that's a different deal. So yeah. Let me grab the link and put it on the chat. But so I was talking one of the last shows we did. It might have been the very last show. I don't remember things. But Fallout 4 has been coming out DLC, and they're doing it like for every month for the next X amount of months. So the one before it was something about customizing robots. I don't remember the name. This one's called Wasteland Workshop. So yeah, Bethesda's pumping these out because A, we can get more money, and B, it's actually kind of weird, cool customization. So in April this month, we have this next bit for Fallout 4 fans, which is a DLC that allows you to basically make a home in the post-apocalyptic world that's sort of similar to, for any of you kids who remember MTV's Cribs, you're basically making a death trap post-apocalyptic Cribs home. You can build whatever you want. You have to scavenge the materials, I'm sure. You customize your home with electronics, amenities, booby traps, guard wasteland creatures. Yes, you can tame a Deathclaw and have it be your guard dog. You can farm so you have fresh food, all sorts of shit to just make your ideal home that makes the Commonwealth not quite so awful to live in. And the DLC comes out for all platforms, PC, PS4, and Xbox One. PSC. Also,
transcending the master race.
Yes. It's also coming to April. Sorry, it's coming out on April 12th, and now I'll let you guys talk.
Well, to be honest, when I saw the trailer for Fallout 4, it just looks like any other sandbox game. To be honest, even though a little bit, but I know there's more to it than that. But I never played a single Fallout 4 game, and I'm terribly sorry. I did see the trailer for it, and upon seeing it, it looks interesting visually enough. I don't understand. I think this game is personally for the actual really hardcore fans of Fallout 4.
Yes, definitely. I agree.
You know what?
You know,
like, even I'm not a hardcore fan of Fallout, but like I can see myself just like come back from school and like the trailer playing through my head. Yep, this is comfortable. It's like building my own home and just like, yep, I'm gonna catch all this guy and just release it and let people kill it and just like, oh, okay.
But yeah, from what I can tell of the game, and I'll hand over to Kruz in a sec, but my main thing is, yeah, I agree with Scarfy. It's very much for the person who's very into the Fallout 4 series or into the Fallout series, and they want to... It's a cool idea because you can build your home like that. It looks like you can also build like other buildings, like they mentioned, like building an arena. Maybe some NPC that's built the little arena area for like fucking gladiator-like battles. And it's a cool idea. I have no issue with that. It seems like same thing with the customization of robots. All these DLCs are obvious little cash grabs. It's like, hey, here's this cool little thing that you can fuck around with, and in probably a max of maybe 20 hours of gameplay time, you're going to be bored as hell with. And that's including the time you go around to scavenge for all the parts and all the shit you need. But, more power to them. This is stuff that people like. They'll eat it up like any other beautifully labeled consumable item, and they'll have some fun for a bit. So
I suppose.
And it's not too expensive. I think I'll look up the price. You go ahead and say what you're going to say, Scarfy.
I was going to say, like, Fallout 4 has, like, one of those fan bases where, people just love Fallout to death. And,
Oh, I do. I actually love it.
Unfortunately, I'm not the biggest FPS guy, so... Yeah.
It's FPS, but it's also got a story. And the one thing they do, which is smart, is they make it so that's what the VATS, I think. I'm trying to remember if it's VATS or SATs. I don't know why I can't think of it. But they have the slow motion lock-on sequence. So if you suck at shooting, you'll still be able to enjoy the game. But because it basically Matrix slows down everything for you to shoot at it for a limited amount of time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I like the Fallout games.
I have that same condition. Yeah, like I like playing the FPS games, but sometimes I just just walk into death.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, okay, I did not see that coming. Sometimes I mentioned a while ago, Battlefield 4. I tried to shoot down an airplane off a carrier to crush other people, but I didn't realize that it was actually right above me.
Mm-hmm.
So I killed myself with it.
By the way, thank you, Nero. It is
Yeah.
VATS. It is indeed VATS. And I want to say
VATS.
it's $5 for any of the for at least this expansion. And on Kruz.
Oh, so you have to own the game, and then you also have to buy the DLC that comes with it.
Yes, that's
Sure,
how
okay.
that's how DLCs usually work. There are a few that's an exception, but usually
Right.
you need the main game. One thing I want to say with Kruz's story, I don't know if I told you guys. So like this is off topic, but we'll take less than 2 minutes. I had a character that I was doing my first Fallout run with, and I was playing the game. I was probably into like 30 hours worth of gameplay, and I realized something about him, and I grabbed Shiny. It's like, I realized something about my character. What? So he's a sucky shot, but he doesn't miss. He just hits something else. And he's like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm like, watch. So I go into bats, I lock onto someone's head, and I shoot at them with an anti-tank gun, and it misses. And it's like, so you missed. Wait for it. There's a car right behind the person I didn't know was there. The cars, when you shoot them, they explode like a nuclear blast. It was surrounded with other cars, so not one bullet missing that first raider, I took out the entire raider camp. And I was just like, I don't fucking know. I
Everything
don't
went
even know.
better than expected.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the best thing ever.
Oh, gosh. Anyway, other thoughts about that, or are we moving on to the next?
That's it for me. Typical game, but a lot of people really like Fallout, so maybe it'll appeal to you guys.
I was wondering, is it like going to be like put in the game, or is it just like a separate
Yes.
activity?
I don't know how you scavenge for the materials to build. If you need to, I'm sure you do. I'm sure they put them in different parts, or you buy them at shops or some crap. But yeah, it's the you can build your home wherever. It
Makes sense.
Anywhere
Cool.
in the map. So
Now that's what I would like to do. Just build like a badass house out in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, exactly. All right, Shudra, do you have any closing thoughts before we move to the next one?
Mm?
Do you have any thoughts on the Fallout, Doomsday, house building, cribs, MTV craziness before we move to the next game?
Well, first of all, I didn't own Fallout 4 yet because
I don't either, actually. I just played 3 and New
I hate
Vegas.
the game.
Really? I loved that game. I hated how it
No,
ended.
not because of the content,
Uh-huh.
just because it's so much. But I don't know. It's just like when it's first launched out, I know they fix it, but now it's just kill it for me.
What
And
did you play it on? What system?
PC, and it's just like it's not even let me go to the start screen of the game yet, and it's crashed already. It's like, okay. Apparently, this game not allow me to play.
Cool. Apparently, apparently Nero says you scrape stuff up from area like metal and stuff, so that's how you get the stuff. All right. But yeah, I can understand that.
But I like how it turned out. I like the DLC, but I wonder. I can download this, and when I on my trip to visiting my parent, I
Well,
can play. it
You
on
need the original game too. You can't just download the DLC.
Yeah, I know. I
Oh.
can just
Okay.
rebuy the game, but like I say, yeah, but I like StarCraft more. Damn it, they just come out with new DLC.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
And
that's
I
how
know
they get you.
I love that too.
While the hype is still strong, they try to put as much DLC as possible. All right, I'm gonna jump to the next one, so we're not up all night. The next game I have is called Bravely Second, End Layer, and so I didn't hear much about this game originally. And looking through it, I stumbled across. It feels like JRPG games come out of the woodworks all the time, and they're usually about sort of the same thing. This one is a game that's actually already released in Japan. Sometime in February last year it came out, and then in Europe and Australia a year after, so about this February. Bravely Second End Layers is a single-player turn-based JRPG, so throwback to the classic style JRPGs. It features gorgeous cutscenes, the usual trope of, holy good versus profane evil, and it's basically another Square Enix RPG. I just want to put it out there because I know a lot of people. I used to really love these types of games. A lot of people I know still love these games. And if any of you played Bravely Default, this is basically a sequel to that game. It picks up with Tiz Arier, I believe his name, or Tiz Arier, who's just woken from a coma and was rescued by Magnolia Arch, who is, and I'm not kidding about this, maybe this is a thing in the first one, but it still kills me. She is the last member of the Ballbusters, which to me is hilarious for multiple reasons. The main one is, of course, ha 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 balls and everything. Huh? Go ahead.
Reminds me of like AC/DC ball breaker.
But that's the thing. It's like the fact that it's like it's ball spelled BA, AL. And I don't mean to get too like fucking up my own ass in education or religious knowledge, but Baal, or Baal as it's sometimes pronounced, was a false god from the Bible. So it's that holy good versus evil, and there's a lot of like clerical characters and people from an obvious like Christian-ish religious institution, very Catholic in its design and everything, and Western European. But the fact that it's like you use the false god as the name for these monsters was kind of it's cool to see them do their research, but it's also interesting to see just how obsessed either Square Enix's writers or just Japan is, because a lot of animes have this too with Christian and Catholic lore and stories. It's just like really cool. Really weird but cool to see how often it shows up as a theme in games, anime, manga, all those things. I have to give them credit for this game so far because it seemed to have gone over really well in other countries. The two heroes you have eventually join up with two more characters. I think it's Genealogia, but I cannot pronounce that name for the life of me, who's an orthodoxy swordsman, which seems like a oxymoron, but we'll get into that some other time. And Eddie Ali, who was the leader of Eternia's Imperial Guards, and is apparently like a longtime friend of the main character from before. They're going to basically rescue Agnes Oblige, who's like the equivalent of the Pope, who's been kidnapped by Kaiser Oblivion, which is such a basic bitch evil villain name. I can't even get started on it. But like I said, it's fantastic reviews in countries been released on. The graphics look great. It's your usual spell, attack, item, throwing, RPG, turn-based. It's basically what everything, for anyone who's played the Final Fantasy games, because that's what the standard for these types of games are, all the way up to Final Fantasy X. It's that same sort of genre. The genre's never died for a reason. People still like playing it, and it's coming out for the 3DS in April 15th. I admittedly don't have 3DS, and even if I did, I probably wouldn't play this game because I'm just not into those games anymore. But that's not to say there's anything bad about it, and it's definitely worth giving a look. So, thoughts?
Okay, this game, when I watch the trailer, I say, ooh, this is gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
But then it turns into like turn-based attack game. It's like, I hate this. I'm never good at base turn attack, period. Somehow I always mess up all of the game. I don't know why, especially that. So I feel like this would be something that Scarfy really love. Right, Scarfy?
Right. Making that SpongeBob. You like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward face?
You like Krabby Patties. Scarfy, what do you have a
Don't
rebuttal?
you, Squidward?
Scarfy, do you have a rebuttal? Did we lose you?
No!
Sadness.
No!
Okay, well, we'll see what happened with him in a bit. Kruz, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's like I sort of got sidetracked, like thinking about all the games sort of related to this.
Yeah,
but, we were talking about that earlier today. Something like ball.
Ball? Yeah, ball.
Ball. But I don't know. I'll probably. If I have money, I'll check this out. If I have money.
Do you have a 3DS?
I do.
You do? Okay. I mean, like, it seems like a cool game. My main issue with games like this is, especially nowadays, it reverts back much like Final Fantasy VII. I hate to keep coming back to that. To this stupid...
Hello.
Yo. Welcome back.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Where are we?
We're talking about Bravely Second, which is the
Nice.
JRPG. But it's very reminiscent of like, if for anyone who played Final Fantasy VII or goes back and plays the original, when you're in combat, and actually even the combat's low res. Like it annoys me that cutscenes are beautiful 3D anime style Japanese graphics, and then you get to the walking around fighting scenes, and it's like this fucking like I've seen. No hate for Nintendo Mii's, but it's like it's basically like you're playing a world full of Nintendo Mii's. It's like, what the fuck is this? Where did the beautiful graphics go?
Which is like, oh my god, this is so.
Well, to be honest, like I think this is the same animation style that they did when they made Final Fantasy IV on the Nintendo DS, just enhanced some.
Yeah, well, I could see that. By the way, apparently you scared the crap out of Nero when you just jumped in all of a sudden.
I'm sorry, I'll have to. I apologize.
Just make a disclaimer on our podcast. Say may cause jump scares and or aneurysms and or other health problems.
Just completely blanket term ourselves from any liability that could possibly happen. I like it.
Yeah, pretty much.
RIP headphone users.
So, did you already like go over its release date, or no? You're still talking about
April
it.
15th. Or,
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was this one character. I can't believe there was like Magnolia Arch is the last member of the Ball Busters. And yeah, Bal is talked about in the Bible.
Yeah.
So which I have read, and
yeah, same here.
Basically, it's I think it's the god that the false god that they worship when the prophet Elijah challenges the prophets of Baal to make an altar, and Elijah ends up winning with all that other stuff.
Statue of was it a lamb? Do you remember?
It was I believe it was a cow.
Oh,
They put
calf.
cow.
That's right. You're right.
They put a calf on for an offering, and Elijah pours water onto the cow, raining balls of fire, and the fire ends up licking up the water, which is kind of interesting. But but I'm not here to talk about Bible. I just think it's like one of the greatest aspects of the entire.
It's a clever play on
game.
words. Like I was talking about that, and you might have been away from this, but we are mentioning, which I thought you would have found interesting, is the whole how Japan's is really interested in Christian lore and Christian, like in biblical stories, and especially in mostly like stereotypical older Catholic dress. Ideology and everything, and just supplants that into anime and video games and manga and shit, like Chrono Crusade.
Like I was about to say that the Crusaders, like Fire Emblem, all those other, like the way they dress, like
exactly.
That's basically the same kind of armor and uniform, which is badass.
It is.
If like,
right. All right. Well, that said, that's Bravely Second. The last game I have, I just wanted to I like throwing shout out to the little weird indie games I see now and again that I
real quick, real quick on Bravely Second.
Yeah.
Square Enix, I love you. I'm still waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3. Anyway, continue.
Fair. You assume someone from Square Enix is listening, but you know what? That's fair enough. Maybe someday they'll stumble across this, and that'll be the push they need to make it happen. So.
It's coming. It's just not as fast as we would like it to be.
It's coming out as fast as that new Metallica album.
There's
still waiting.
The time has passed. I would say it's coming, just not as fast as we want it to be. It's like I've never heard a woman make that complaint. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, 1 second. So the last game is a little indie game called Dear Red. It's the extended version. It came out a while back and is fucking weird. For anyone who's done RPG Maker style games or played an RPG Maker based game, it's one of those.
I saw it. It kind of looks like To the Moon meets this other psycho killing game. So I'm not too sure if you heard of it, but
no, not that one. But I know this game the original Dear Red came out 2 years ago, and around that time, a lot of the RPG Maker games were starting to get some hype. Most notably, which was played by pretty much every single YouTuber ever, was a game called Always Sometimes Monsters. Which
Right.
I've played the game. The game's all right. It's cool because it's one of those things that they input in the RPG Maker, a choice based system. When you make certain choices, it affects the outcome, which is always cool. The weird thing about this one is how black and white simplistic they made it, and then still made it more complex. Because every choice you have is either you can tell the truth or tell a lie. That's all you get to choose, truth or lie. And the rest of the time, I guess you get to do stuff and go on little side quests and little missions and stuff. But depending on each and every decision, that will change the inevitable end of the story. So you like drastically, just that one truth or lie changes everything that the game's about to go to. So if you're a fan of those types of games, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with this. A lot of fans requested this extension from the original. The people who played it, they just loved it. It's like, oh, please make an extension. So the guy's like, yeah, fuck it, and he did it. The game's coming out also April 12th. April 12th seems to be a big day for games this week. So if you're up for a little bit of a mind trip and you like psychological thrillers and weird little like low-res RPG games, I mean, this seems like something for you guys. So
You know what?
what?
When I see the trailer of that game, I say, "Oh my god, please do not be another Pokemon game."
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
I know this kind of like stereotype.
Why would it look like a Pokemon game?
It's like pixel art. Oh my
Yeah, but
God.
Pokemon has a different style. But
Should have just pushed the Pokemon button and it was super effective against Scarfy.
Super effective.
Anyway, so Scarfy, what's next? Kruz, did you have thoughts? Did you have something you want to say about this?
I don't.
Nothing? That's fine. So what's next, Scarfy?
well, that would have been nice if you did a transition into mine, but that's fine.
Oh, wow. Aren't you?
Sorry. I want to be a little artsy, but
Let him be artsy fartsy.
I know. I'm ruining his creative flow.
no. But anyway, now that you mentioned it, let's get on with movies. Our first movie is Sing Street. It's a 2016 musical comedy drama film written, produced, and directed by John Carney. The film stars Lucy Boynton, Maria Doyle Kennedy, Jack Rayner, Kelly Thornton, and Ferdinand Walsh Pilo. The film stars about a boy growing up in Dublin during the 1980s who escapes his strained family life by starting a band and moving to London while trying to impress a girl at the same time. The film had its world premiere at the Sundance Film Festival on January 24, 2006. Did you put it on the chat, Zach? Or?
I'm working on it. Give me some.
Okay. I went and saw a film called Hello, My Name is Doris with my grandparents, a film that we didn't necessarily make it as a topic of our show, and while independent the film is, I must confess it's actually pretty good. But I'm getting off topic here. I saw the trailer when I was watching the film, and from the looks of it, it looks kind of cool, but that's just it. It's one of those films, and what I mean is it's not only the people who are hardcore indie buffs are going to like something like this, but perhaps it's something you enjoy. Either way, it was released in Ireland on March 17th and will be released in the United States on April 15th and in the United Kingdom on May 20th. So honestly, I don't know what to think of this film. I mean, like I saw it, but I saw the trailer. It looks
Super.
It looks okay. I mean, like I wish I had more to say about it, but you know, it's just one of those films where it's like, it doesn't really appeal my interest as much as other people are going to like it. But that might be because a lot of people really like. Some people are like independent films, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. What I saw from the trailer, it seems sort of on the same path as across not as good as these films, most likely, but across the universe and God Save the Girl or God Help the Girl. It's a very through music something happens is basically the whole thing with a small love story in it. It's just a younger cast this time around, but it doesn't look bad. It looks very artsy, but it's not it's definitely not my favorite one that I've seen for this week from anything. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think, Kruz, Shuja?
What?
Yeah.
Shuja, I love you, but you got to pay attention.
Danke, you dead?
You're dead,
I'm
kid.
sorry, my internet act weird and I drop out like for like 5
Oh,
minutes.
okay.
right.
Basically,
After Sweet Hana.
do you see the trailer for Sing Street?
Swing tree. Okay. Yes.
What do you think of it? Any thoughts? Any pros, cons? What the fuck is this?
Quick question: if this stereotype me to say this similar to High School Musical,
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's a good way. That's a good little thing to amount it to. I can see that.
because I watched the trailer, okay, High School Musical is like non-curse word, more like teenager. This is like, yeah, you fuck you too, man. So it's like, oh, okay. To me, music, movie, I don't know whatever you call it, it's never really appealing to me unless Disney make it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I can understand that.
But you gotta admit, Disney make a really catchy music.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just find yourself singing along with Disney music. I don't know why. So, I might check this out.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I will give it a try.
Fair enough. I mean,
And no, Scarfy, I'm not gonna go watch the other film.
yeah. All right, what about you, Kruz? What are your thoughts on Sing Street?
I don't know. I mean, I don't like to be like, I just sweep this one aside. But it's like, there's some movies I'm like, there would be like, I call like a downtime movie. Like, this is something I wouldn't go out to see. I would just
You'd
see
wait
it
till
if
it
it's
comes on
like,
TV.
oh, yeah, this is a
Yeah.
movie. Okay, I'll see it now.
That's
Check it
fair.
up as one of these. It's one of those films. Like I said.
Fair enough. All right.
Yeah, fair
Put
enough.
it there.
What's Kruz? What is going on?
It's,
People in the background?
yeah, there's
Yeah,
people.
yeah, you gotta. Oh God.
Actually,
I can't.
well, why don't you just, like, what you think you can do is you can just go ahead and mute your mic through Hangouts until you want to say something. That way you don't have the background stuff if you want to. Honestly, it's not that distracting, but
I'm scared the children.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, is that all what you think of this movie? Because I just it looks all right to me. Like
yeah.
unless.
What else you got?
Somebody less into.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. It's just one of those days. Anyway, let's get on with our next film. Our next film, Barbershop: The Next Cut. It's an upcoming 2016 American comedy film directed by Malcolm D. Lee and is directed sequel to the 2004 film Barbershop 2: Back in Business, and the fourth film in the Barbershop film series following the 2002 original Barbershop film and the 2005 spin-off Beauty Shop. It's been more than 10 years since our last appointment at Calvin's Barbershop. Calvin, played by Ice Cube, and his longtime crew, including Eddie, Cedric the Entertainer, are still there, but the shop has gone under some major changes. Most noticeably, our once male-dominated sanctuary is now co-ed. The ladies bring their own flavor, drama, and gossip to the shop, challenging the fellas at every turn. Despite the good times and camaraderie within the shop, the surrounding community has taken a turn for the worse, forcing Calvin and our crew to come together to not only save the shop, but their neighborhood. Unfortunately for me, I have not seen a single film of the Barbershop comedy series, so unfortunately, I have very little say regarding this film, but perhaps it's a film you like to try out if you're interested in possibly Ghetto or whatever. It's scheduled to be released on April 15th, 2016. That's really all I got. I apologize if I am offending anyone who's African American, but I'm sorry. You want Ghetto entertainment? You got it. That's what you got.
All right. Well, if you guys want I have thoughts on this. So I'll let Kruz and Trizza go first. If you have any thoughts.
I've seen nothing but the poster for this, but I think I don't know. I find I like Ice Cube in movies. Like I've seen, like, was it
Friday?
we there yet? Are we done
Oh,
yet?
are we
Yeah,
there
Friday.
yet with some
Damn!
Yep. I
You got
agree.
knocked the
Actually,
fuck out.
Friday was one of my, and I'll get to why in a bit, but Friday is one of my favorite movies. And there's actually something that's very interesting about this movie and Friday that I'll talk on in a bit. But I totally agree.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Scarfy, stop being a Bobby Poopy.
I'm not being a party pooper. I'm
Yes,
judging.
you are.
No, I'm not.
What about you, Shudra? Do you have any thoughts on this movie? Have you seen Friday, Shudra? Do you know? The
I
movie
haven't seen Friday.
Do you haven't either, Scarfy? What about you, Shudra?
No.
Sadly, I didn't see it, but this movie sparks my interest particularly because I swear to God, I met one of the guy in that movie. I say, I swear to God, I say, David, how come you look so fucking familiar?
I'd see that.
Yeah.
But
And then Nicki Minaj just have to be show up.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
like Nicki Minaj at all.
I'll see you.
Just please, Nicki Minaj, just die.
I don't.
now,
I hate her
please.
music, but
Nicki Minaj.
But the
Why?
weird thing that I was gonna say about this and Friday, and it's something that so many people overlook, and I hate to sound holier than thou, but especially us white people, especially people that live in decent areas and decent neighborhoods, like it's comedic and yeah, laughing at. It's like a lot of the shit they're touching on is really serious stuff that we can't relate to because we don't live in that shit.
Yeah, yes, but it's serious stuff, but it's also stereotypical stuff. That's the problem.
Oh no, murder on the streets is so stereotypical. Let's not think about it. Is basically what you're saying right now. But like
it's just the whole attitude, like what they talk about, what kind of subjects they're talking about, all that kind of stuff.
it's a weirdly like it's not the best movie in the world, and it depends on how you want to live. But it's a weirdly cool like delve into that. Culture that we're not going to really experience. We're not going to really know what it's like to be through that. And yeah, that's sort of when you live in a place like that, in like an area like that. That's basically what you got to kind of wind up doing. It's like you got to sort of like laugh and roll with it because the only reason you're there is you can't fucking afford to leave. That's usually the reason people are in shitty neighborhoods. And so it's like, yeah, this does connect with that culture. Not because they're being like, oh, well, this is stereotypical black people. It's like, no, this is actually sort of what kind of happens in those areas. Like people band together and have to deal with these problems, and they have this sort of like closer culture where they get to talk with each other. This sort of shit is obviously a little bit of an over exaggeration, but this is shit that happens. This is that life. This isn't just something we just say. It's like, oh, it's just some blaxploitation. This is like farthest from blaxploitation you can get.
Right.
So. But that's the reason I actually like it. I would actually love to watch this movie because it reminds me so much of Friday. That kind of like opened my eyes to that thing.
Yeah.
So Friday is actually one of your favorite movies of all time.
No, not that. I would never say it's one of my favorites just because it is still a little crazy, a little weird. I do really like it, but like maybe top 15, not top 5 or 10. But one of the things I remember that sat with me, because everyone's like, oh, it's laughing, blah, blah, blah. There's a scene in Friday that you guys might not remember because it's not that memorable. We were sitting, Smokey and whoever Ice Cube was playing. I can't remember. Is it Tyrone? No, Tyrone is a big fucking bruiser, dude. But anyway, they're sitting out on the porch, and fucking there's a car that's slowly driving by. And they go, why is that car driving so slow? Why are the windows hit? Drive by! And they just jump down and hit the deck, and the car just rolls off. And then, yeah, it's done. And then it goes to the next scene. It's like, think of how fucking scary that is. Think of a life where if you sit and you don't realize it's going to happen, you're going to get fucking shot just because gangbangers want to fucking kill somebody.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's fucking, yeah, we laugh, but it's like, that's fucking scary.
It's like how
It is
nonchalantly
scary.
they deal with it.
But I don't know. It just seems stereotypical whenever, like, films are made with African Americans, and they act ghetto and all that. Just stereotypical. Like, I'm pretty sure stuff actually happens like that. I'm just, what else can I say?
I guess, but at the same time, like the way we're talking right now, it's like I've met people that make fun of the shit that white people do, and yeah, white people are my favorite thing to make fun of. We are so basic. But yeah, so it is, but it's honestly like a different culture. It's like, oh, it's stereotypical. It's like, well, we fall into stereotypes too. Everyone's a stereotype inevitably because everyone knows how other groups function for the most part. Furries have stereotypes, and a lot of them live by it. It's not always an over-exaggeration.
Yeah, you do have a point.
But yeah,
But
anyway, sorry.
but anyway, I got nothing for this one. But do you think we should move on?
Sure.
Let's go.
All right.
Do
Our
that,
next film
King.
is a film called Criminal. It's an upcoming American action thriller drama film directed by Ariel Vroman and written by Douglas Cook and David Weisberg. The film is about an ex-con who is implanted with a dead CIA agent's memories to finish an assignment. The film stars Kevin Costner, Gary Oldman, Tommy Lee Jones, Gal Gadot, and Ryan Reynolds, respectively. I will have to say, the film looks really interesting. At first, it seemed like a very negative, action-packed thriller, but with the music leaving us on a major key, I will have to say, I kind of want to see how this film, if it will be any good, especially with the A-list cast it has, which possibly makes it all the worthwhile to go see it. And if you're interested, the film will be released on April 15th, 2016.
Oh,
I mean, like-
I did not put the link. I'm sorry, because I was
Please
actually
do.
really excited about this one. I want to talk about this one with you. So go ahead.
you do?
I
You
like
do?
it. Yeah, I've got my reasons.
Oh, okay. Well, personally, I like it because I like the A-list cast that it currently has in it. And Gary Oldman, Tommy Lee Jones, and Gal Gadot and Ryan Reynolds. I mean, like I can't really just. I don't know.
Well, I mean, like for me, hold on for a second. There we go. Well, sorry, I lost my thought for a second. But the weird thing is, it threw me. Like when I was watching, I saw how it was starting. I was like, oh god, it's gonna be one of the. Like I kind of figured I knew what the film was gonna be about. It's gonna be the sociopathic, or I guess psychopathic, because there's violence. For any of you who know personality disorders and all that shit well enough, like tendencies of a criminal. And just get into that. It's like, I've heard this shit before. I've seen this shit. This is an original movie. And then they do the weird shit. It's like, oh, we're putting someone else's mind in yours. And I was like, wait, what? And then it's him feeling emotions because of these new, where basically, obviously, I don't think we have the technology to truly do this that well, but it's like the changes in neurological processes and chemical balances. Like now I kind of understand empathy and sympathy and these real feelings that I didn't have before because I had this chemical imbalance. Like, that's kind of fucking cool. And then seeing him evolve, like it feels. The one thing I will say is, I feel like the movie's not going to be better than the trailer. I feel like the trailer did all the big points.
Every Liam Neeson movie ever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's the issue. I like the story, but I feel like it's already shot its load early, and we're just like, it's not going to be great in theaters except for the explosions that happen. And if I want to see explosions, I can go online.
So
Yeah.
great.
You
He's
just
like,
had to. You just
"I
had to
just
bring
wait
that
for the explosion." And then Michael Bay comes in.
up. I hate Michael Bay.
Oh, no.
Oh God.
Okay. That's all I have. Kruz, Shidra? Thoughts? Do you guys have thoughts on Criminal?
What?
Criminal. You know, you sound like we're talking politics right now. You know that? We talk over the criminal.
Oh, come on. We're not that smart.
Senator Shidra, the floor is open to you. Please make your opening remarks.
Wow.
All right, but seriously, do you have any thoughts on it?
I'm never really a fan of action, I guess. I'm more like comedy, watching guy.
Right.
And action is like, if it's like too go into depth, I just like, what?
Mm.
And I like you say, I like explosion. So like I don't give a damn. Sorry for my language, but I don't give a damn what people say about my.
Bitch, I've been swearing this whole podcast. What are you talking about?
Good.
Sorry, go ahead.
And you stop shouting so loud. I'm not yelling.
Don't worry.
That's cute.
Bark.
But what about you, Kruz?
Yeah, this is of course, like I say, every Liam Neeson movie, as a, I like that. I mean, it's not like innovative, but it's like I'll see it because it's a good time. It's fun to watch.
Yeah. All
I
right.
like this kind of movie.
No.
Yo, you do? You think you'll see it? You said you.
I'll see. I'll see it if it's interesting and if it has a good enough rating worth seeing. I mean, I can only name a few films that I actually.
Film by rating.
Kruz, Shuja, you know,
Boo.
sometimes all the ratings on online are pretty true.
Sometimes, yeah. But
Sometimes.
I was asking, so Kruz, you're interested in these kind of movies, so you think you'd be more inclined to see it?
Yeah.
Okay,
This
cool.
kind of-
I think
yes.
that's the first like proper. Yeah, it actually, from what I've heard so far, I'd be more than interested. Other than I need more proof for what we've been saying. So okay, cool. Well, we got a 1 out of 4 for it. Doing pretty
Dang
good.
it. Every single movie is coming out on April 15th. God damn it.
It's sort of like the April 12th for movies for that video games had. It's like this is the day to release everything. But
Right.
Let's release every single thing so they can go watch this all in one day.
All right. Well,
But,
do you want me to move on to the next film?
sure.
All right. Our next film is a film called Green Room. It's a 2015 American horror thriller film written and directed by Jeremy Saulnier. The film stars Anton Yelchin, Imogen Poots, and Patrick Stewart. Filming began in October 2014 in Portland, Oregon. It was screened in the director's Fortnight section at the 2015 Cannes Film Festival. First off, it's pretty badass that they play a cover of Creedence Clearwater Revival's Bad Moon Rising, because now I'm really stoked to see how this film is going to play out.
Mm-hmm.
A punk rock band witnesses a murder in a venue run by white supremacists and are forced to fight for survival against the supremacists who are intent on covering up the crime. The film is scheduled to be released in a limited release on April 15th, 2016, before opening wide in April 29th, 2016 by A24 Films. But since the film is being released, albeit on the small side, what better way to talk about it than now?
Fair enough.
You know, personally, I saw it. It looks interesting.
I like their I will say the only thing, it's a cool story, it's a cool idea. I really like the redo of Creedence Clearwater Revival's Bad Moon Rising, because I've seen a bunch of I played it with the band. I like the song. I like Creedence Clearwater, but I will not watch this movie, not because it's bad, but I just don't like these types of movies. Like, it's a cool story and everything. I just really don't like these types of movies.
Are they like, is it because it's a horror film? Or?
No, I don't like horror films either, because either I make fun of it the whole time, but like in this one,
I don't like horror films, honestly, because like, oh, it's a jump scare. I'm counting on it. It's coming. Like, the audience is reacting. A jump scare is coming. I can tell it's coming.
But even without that, it's like I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's sort of like Saw and everything else. Like, I don't get.
It's
I
just
can't
like
get
a.
my thrills watching people die. I don't.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean, I did.
Kitty.
so what
I'm
was
not
that?
saying. I'm not saying I do, but
But you like, it's like, well, it's not like from that perspective. Not that I'm like, oh well, you're this, that, or the other. But like, what, like from your perspective? Because I have some friends that have told me their reasons for liking, horror movies, and there's more of a horror thriller, really, because you're rooting for them to get out. And I understand that, and that's the sort of build people get. But for me, it's just like, I guess I either have too little or too much empathy, because either I completely shut off from these movies, or I think if I was in that situation, this is what I do differently. Versus if I was in a situation I lost these people, like, I couldn't imagine going through that. I really couldn't.
I couldn't imagine it either. Like, wondering exactly how exactly this film is going to be, and just But yeah. Did you like the film trailer, Kruz?
yeah. On Green Room.
Yeah, Green Room. You had thoughts earlier.
I mean, I don't know. It kind of seemed like the not like blatantly Saw, but like one of those gotta get out alive kind of things, which is, I mean, I don't hate it, but it's like there's only so much you can get out of it. I'm more of like a fan of horrors, like The Conjuring, something that's more like that. Just creates a spooky atmosphere. It's not about jump scares, because jump scares are stupid in and of themselves.
Yeah.
But
Jump scares just happen all the time, and it's not really that great of a scare.
Yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong.
especially in the
There really hasn't been a
the
jump
scene
scare
at-
that stopped me.
the scene like the Conjuring in the basement, where the ball just comes out of nowhere and just rolls, and like there's no one else in the basement. That's like, holy fuck! I gotta get the fuck out of here. I was just like, nope, Run
Yep.
to the hills.
All
What do you
right.
think? What do you think, Shuja?
Okay, to be honest, I'm sorry to say this, Zach, but like at first, I'll get to that part first. But like at first, I thought this is like another similar movie to like Sting Street.
Uh-huh.
Like so, like okay, it's another band trying to get out of town, trying to make the name of their own, and then shit just happened.
Yeah.
This is a perfect movie. It's just like, yep, shit
Yep.
just
Yep.
happened.
Now I'm paying attention.
Well, shit just fucking picked up. Yeah, that sort of thing.
So it's like, at first I see this band and I was like, oh my god, I can relate this to Zack. He and Shiny and look exactly like this. And it's like, oh no, I don't want to relate anymore. No, I don't want this to happen to him ever. So it's like, "Ay." To me, I'm never really a horror fan. So it's like, "Ee, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody have the same feeling this is like the Maze Runner? Similar type?
I don't think I ever saw Maze Runner.
I never saw the Maze Runner. I heard
Yeah.
it was okay, but I'm not too sure. Like,
So
It was-
Anybody see the summary of it?
It was a decent movie. I read the book and saw the movie, so it was like, I liked the way they put they interpreted it, but it was
Yeah.
not like
I have the same
amazing,
feeling.
but
This is
like, it
similar
was
to Maze Runner,
accurate.
kind of. Kind of. Stop making cute noises.
okay,
Oh dear. But yeah, no.
what were we gonna say?
That's what they were gonna say.
Okay, wonder what that was from, but
Somebody outside of my room shouting something.
Mhm.
oh, okay.
Sorry about that. I
Yeah, it
cannot
happens.
about that.
Any other thoughts about this movie?
No,
I would try to see this movie with my brother because I know he's a fan of this. So I say, yeah.
No,
Just give me all your popcorn. You enjoy this. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna see how detailed this popcorn is.
Right.
Yep. Okay, that's a fun time. Anyway, I know the next one is Scarfy favorite because he's been trying to get me to see it every single day.
okay. So you want me to go on the next
The answer
film?
is still
Sure.
You want me to
no.
go on the next film?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the next film is a big one. I'm pretty sure a lot of fans and a lot of furries are excited for this film. The Jungle Book. It's a 2016 American fantasy adventure film directed by Jon Favreau, written by Justin Marks, and produced by Walt Disney Pictures. Based on Rudyard Kipling's eponymous collective works, the film is a live-action CGI reimagining of Walt Disney's 1967 animated film of the same name, albeit more faithful to the original of Kipling's works. The film stars and introduces Neil Sethi as Mowgli and features the voices of Bill Murray, Ben Kingsley, Idris Elba, Lupita Nyong'o, Scarlett Johansson, Giancarlo Esposito, and Christopher Walken. And honestly, guys, this is where we have to stop talking because we'll be having an episode dedicated to talking about this film as well.
That's
Oh,
an
Personally-
all-star lineup if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Personally, I think it will be much more fulfilling, so please stay tuned. We have a ton to say about it, and I'm not sure a lot of people, and I'm sure a lot of people have already seen the 1967 classic, so quoting the plot is a little silly on my end, but for the random three of you who will ask, what's the Jungle Book about? All right, here goes. A boy, or man cub as they call him, named Mowgli is found and raised by a pack of wolves. Unfortunately, a tiger named Shere Khan has returned to the jungle and wants to do everything in his power to kill him. Thankfully, a panther named Bagheera travels with Mowgli to take him out of the jungle, coming across colorful characters along the way. The film is scheduled to be released on April 15th, 2016, and there will be an episode dedicated to the Jungle Book on April 24th with a special guest of ours.
Cool.
So yes, we'll be having a special guest appearance and we'll be talking about this film at the very end. Personally, as for me, I was never the hugest Jungle Book fan, especially with the Disney original classic, unfortunately, but I know a lot of furries actually really enjoy this film.
Mhm.
I don't know. I know that Zack really liked the original Jungle Book. So
I did. Well, it's something that Like looking back, it's not like one of my all-time favorites. My favorite was still Disney's Robin Hood, but my father and I watched it together a lot, so it has a really big nostalgic factor. And it is a great film. I won't lie, it's a great film. So I did like it. That's all I really have to say.
What are you thinking, Kruz? What do you think about this film?
I was thinking, like, I don't know if it was you who told me, but it seemed like this one could easily be a bust. But to me, it looks a lot more promising now that I've seen the trailers. And
One of the things that I'm really concerned about. One of the things that I'm really concerned about is the voice acting. Not that I am currently hindered by it, but at the same time, it's like I am kind of thinking that when it comes to the Jungle Book, it's like, okay, like I see some actors that are really good for the roles that they are presented in, and there are some actors who are not, which I'll get into the later episode, which will be on the 24th. So we'll talk about that, and we'll also have a special guest to bring with us. But other than that, like, it's the Jungle Book. A lot of people love it. I'm sure a lot of furries will love it. I'll definitely be seeing it, preferably on a Friday, so that there's not a lot of kids there.
Right.
Because I do not want kids in my movie theater while I'm watching a movie.
I don't want those booger flinging little shits anywhere near me.
Yeah.
I never mind kids, but at the same time, like, it's mostly just when they freak out the entire time. Even then, it's just like, they're kids. I've dealt with too many.
I know they're kids, and kids want to have fun, but I'm sorry, I'm just really annoyed.
Like you said, you're a movie buff.
Yeah.
Like, you want to really enjoy the experience, and I respect that. For me, it's just not as important for it to be an uninterrupted sort of like Zen experience of just me and the movie. So I can understand that. I don't fault you at all.
Of course.
Do we have any thoughts, Kruz, Shitra? Anything, or are we gonna?
Jungle Book.
Is that your thought? Is it just that in quotation marks?
I don't know why. I really don't know why.
Why?
I cannot find a single reason that
what?
I can say that I hate this series.
Really? You don't like the Jungle Book?
I'm not really hating it, but I'm not getting into it.
Interesting. Cool. Like, what
I
for?
don't know why. I watched the trailer. The trailer sparks my interest a little bit, but then I still don't see me going to the theater and just saying, oh my god, I'm going to see this movie. I don't see myself doing that like Zootopia did.
Well, neither do I, but at the same time, it's like I was skeptical myself, and I just want to see it because, well, believe it or not, my grandmother is going to see it, and I'm concerned with I'm concerned with a lot of things because, you know what? Speaking of, I need to look on Rotten Tomatoes right now because I heard that it had a really good review, but anything could happen with that really good review in a matter of days. So let me see. 2016. As of right now, we have 19 reviews, and it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. So, yeah.
Touchdown is a touchdown, and extra point is good.
Oh, yeah. We have 4 top critics who really enjoyed this film. So,
Cool.
And 2 super reviewers. So we'll see what happens. Personally, I really want to see it. I want to see if it's going.
I guess some jump from not really and jump really.
Well, I want to see it just to see if it's going to follow, if it's going to be any good. I want to say this right now to any of you who really likes the 1967 Jungle Book, who said that, oh, that Jungle Book is the definitive version. Well, I'm sorry. Apparently, this film is really, really breaking your argument apart. But yeah, I mean, Jungle Book. I'll probably go see it. I don't know. Are you going to see it, Zack?
I thought you said we were going to have an episode dedicated to it.
Okay, so I guess we are going to see
I
it.
guess my hands are pretty well fucking tied. But yeah.
I'm not so sure if I have. I'm just. I tell you guys after this, but later.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right. And So yeah, that's all I have to say.
But I can get my thought right now. I'm not like particularly excited for this because it's never been a thing to me. So it's like,
No, it's understandable.
I know, Scarfy, you interested in a pack of wolf. I know.
Not necessarily. I just want to see it just to see if it's going to be a good movie or not. But that's just.
I think the reason he's been bugging you is because you have the plan for this episode is so he wanted us all to be on equal footing, and that's why he's been bugging you for it.
Yeah.
Boy.
All right.
But yeah, let's move on. That was it for the films coming to the theaters. Now let's look at the upcoming films. Our first upcoming film is a film called The BFG, or The Big Friendly Giant, based off the Roald Dahl book of the same name, and it is also going to be directed by Steven Spielberg and produced by Walt Disney Pictures. So I don't know about you guys, but I am a huge fan of Roald Dahl. I love his works. I absolutely adore what he writes. He is very British, and
very British.
Yeah, he is. He writes really well, and I don't know about you guys, but personally, I want to see this film. What do you think?
It looks really cool. I will not be seeing it most likely, but I'd like to see it when it comes out, like on DVD or something, because it does look cool, and I'd like to go. If I had an inexhaustible amount of money, I would gladly go support this.
Yes,
but to me, it's just like
this is also my problem too.
Yeah.
Were you a big fan of Roald Dahl?
A lot of these.
Yes, but it's like it not a big fan. I am a fan, but it's not. It doesn't nowhere near as much as you are. So it doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't speak to me on that like almost primal level of wanting to go see. So.
But yeah, what do you think, Shuja?
On BFC?
BFG.
BFG. God damn it. That's what happened when you guys make the con names so God damn it.
So what are your thoughts on the movie?
Anyway. This movie. I'm kind of in between. It's like happily, this movie gonna be good. I'm not really interested. But like, mixed feeling. I'm probably not gonna see this in theater, even if they come out. I think it's only come out in theater, right?
It's coming out in theater. I mean, I don't know if it's eventually coming out on DVD, so it depends on how well.
It's gonna come out in theaters this year. I don't know. This is just an upcoming film that they announced a trailer. Oh, well, we're just gonna announce the trailer, talk about it for a couple minutes, and that's it.
And I would probably gonna not see this in theater, but I would see myself seeing this with my family. Like, just like, yeah, why not?
Right.
Because I know my parents are a big fan of this guy, so it's like, yeah, they're coming out a movie. Why don't we go see it? Just because I only track you to see Michael Bay with me, so let's go see something.
No, Leaf, do not. I will not see a Michael Bay film. Yeah. I would rather see the worst of Miyazaki over the best of Michael Bay.
That's fair.
But to be fair, Michael Bay does some pretty damn good, awesome explosions.
That is his
just
trademark.
A lot of them.
He should be a special effects director more than anything else.
He is. He was until he became. Yeah, but
he should have stuck with that. But
he's making.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, what am I saying? He's making more money than I'll ever see.
And the fact that he's also producing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming out of their shells or whatever. I forgot what the title was, but exactly. I heard the second. Yeah, I remember the second Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that's going to be made, and personally, I think that this film is probably going to be better than the first one, and a lot of people saying, "Holy shit, this should have been the first film and not the second film." But
right, yeah.
But we'll see what happens with that. But I can tell you right now, I am not seeing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's fair.
But you know what? Yeah, the BFG. If you're a fan of Roald Dahl, I love it. But let's move on. Our next film is Swiss Army Man. It's a film starring Daniel Radcliffe and this other guy. I don't know his name. I kind of forgot. Paul Dano, I want to say. I saw the trailer. It looks interesting. About a
It's
dead corpse.
freaking hilarious.
It looks freaking hilarious.
He's
but
just
also-
shooting
but it looks-
water from his mouth.
But it looks freaking scary at the same time.
He's just like,
I don't know. I don't understand what Daniel Radcliffe had in his capacity or right mind to think about a film like this. But if he wants to make a film like this, let's see what he does.
I think like it's a weird take on like it's almost Castaway with more humor.
Mm-hmm.
It looks to me it looks good. I find the overall concept of it hilarious. And for Daniel Radcliffe's part, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's doing fucking fine financially. So I think he wanted to do something that he just felt.
Like that's even an argument. Like Daniel Radcliffe hasn't made.
Well, I mean that the whole thing with him doing this is I just think he's doing whatever reason he thought this part would probably. I'm assuming that he thought this part would just be interesting, fun, or challenging for him to do. The weird like slapjaw face, however, it's like one of the weirdest things people don't think about. It's like intentionally like acting, not acting is really really weird. So it's probably just sounds like I want to see if I can do this. So and more power to him. It looks funny. I'd watch it. Maybe not in theaters. It might be a DVD release to me, but still, it's like fuck it. It looks funny.
Oh, Daniel Radcliffe is a pretty good guy. So and hey,
good guy, Daniel.
He was Harry Potter. So we'll see what he does. We'll see what he does with this time.
Yep.
But yeah, that's really all I got for this film. What do you think, Shujo?
No comment.
Nope.
Wait, you saw the trailer and you didn't like it?
Hey, I say no comment. I didn't say anything.
All right. All right. I'm just making sure.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
But one thing I can say about this movie, I would like to see more trailer about this.
That's okay. That's fair.
It sparked my interest.
I'm gonna put that as I'm gonna like take a list of our most repeated because I'm sure I say like repeat myself saying certain things all the fucking time. But I'm gonna get like a list of what we most often say as catchphrases for everybody, just like things. I'll listen back to the episodes and be like, let's see, what is this thing? Because I know you've used the sparked my interest a lot, and Scarfy has used believe it or not a couple times on the show. So
yeah.
And Kruz and I'm not that self-aware. I have no idea what I said 1,000 times over. I'm sure I said something. But anyway. All right.
Yeah, I guess we can move on to the next one. Our next film, unfortunately, all of you guys heard how horrible Batman versus Superman has been, quote unquote, because a lot of people apparently were just not interested in how much. It
was good. But let's say the action sequence, the battle was gorgeous. Everything else.
Okay, everything else was just not good. Was not impressive. But
Did you see it, Scarfy?
Yep.
Did I see it?
Yeah.
No.
I'll just leave it at that then. I won't even make another comment.
Well, I mean, a lot of people said that it wasn't as good, so it kind of like a lot of people say were like, no, like save your money for something else, please. And I'm like, okay, so you know what? That's all I'm gonna say. But anyway, even though DC really hasn't done well with its live action, I do think its animation department is succeeding rather well with Batman: The Killing Joke. I think it's I don't know. Like, I think it's one of those films where a lot of things could happen, but I don't know. Like, I just like saw some things regarding the whole deal, and personally, when it comes to animation, Mark Hamill as the Joker, you know him. He does a pretty good job doing it, and it surprises me that he hasn't stopped playing it.
I not at all for me. He does it so well, and people there's some people that honestly they know him better from that than Star Wars. So I'm not.
Oh, most definitely. Just wanted to let you guys know that Kruz's computer died. So apparently, yeah. So apparently, he's going to be taking his time to get it set back up. I apologize for that, but let's just keep talking about Batman: The Killing Joke. So, I mean, what do you think?
Mark, I think have you read The Killing Joke? It was
There
originally
was.
a comic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know what happens in it. That's why I'm really excited. I'm not going to spoil it, but like for anyone who has read the Killing Joke or is very very much into the Batman's series, any of the Batman franchise, it's I'm just going to say long and short, shit goes fucking down. And I am so excited. It is a very very like packed edition of just the craziness that happens. So like honestly, I would happily see this. Like I'm a little bit excited. I will not even lie. So I would highly recommend it to any fans of Batman who know this particular comic. For those of you that don't, literally be prepared for anything. That's all I can tell you because shit gets serious. So and that's all I gotta say on that. Did I lose you guys? Did I really? Hold on for a second. Uh-oh. It ended because the video went to sleep. Give me a second. I will bring them back. I wonder where I lost them at. Professional. It's not what I am. It's not what I do. But now I have them back. Really? You're going to do this? There you go. Yep. Apologies. So, yeah. But basically...
What happened? What happened?
We're going to talk, and I'm going to get back to that later. But basically... wherever I left you guys off, yeah, if you've read the comic, awesome. If you haven't, just know and be prepared that serious shit is going to go down in it. So,
believe it or not, I don't know why nowadays the animation department of DC is doing better than the live action department, especially since DC is planning on making a live action Disney film. I mean, live action what is that term? Live action Justice League. So it's going to be impressive what they're going to do with that, since they've already done a very, very bad time with,
yeah.
What do you think, guys, about Batman: The Killing Joke?
Who do we have? Do we have everyone?
Mm-hmm.
I thought we just had. Oh, good.
I think.
Hey, Kruz back. Hey.
Yeah, I do. I have not read the comic. My friend has it, but I'm a huge Batman fan, so I'm all for it. I used to watch. It looks like the trailer looks so. It's pretty much just like the old TV show, the old Batman show I watched. It's like the same. It looks like the same era.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Shutter makes a good point, which is why I said before with fucking this verse, the one that came out, Batman vs Superman versus Civil War. It feels like Marvel's just, or sorry, DC's just trying to catch up to Marvel,
and they're failing miserably
Yeah,
because here's the problem. They don't know. They know they have the right actors. They know how to shoot a film. They just can't tell a good story.
Mm-hmm.
They're having a problem with the script and the writing.
Yeah.
That is where it's failing in that department.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's gonna be really, really hard for me to even think about going to see a Zack Snyder film with Justice League in it, because hey, we're trying to become the next Marvel. Hey, we have a bunch of money. Let's do all this. They're not doing well. Marvel is still being keen, and ever since Batman vs Superman came out, I am now like really, if Batman vs Superman was not as good, I am fearing the worst for Suicide Squad, because I don't know about you guys, but we saw the trailer for Suicide Squad and it is fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's great. Definitely.
Is this a real?
I think that's one of the best usage of Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody ever used.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't know what to think, but other than that, I mean, speaking of, but other than that, that's all I have to say. What do you think, Zach?
What about the
Batman: The Killing Joke?
I think I said everything I have to say. I'm very interested in it. I'd happily watch it, and I know what's going to happen. But even still, it's really, I've been waiting for this to come out to an animated format ever since the original, Batman the Animated Series. I was on Cartoon Network for a while. Like it's, I'm happy they're finally doing it. That's all I really have to say. So
okay. Well, we can move on to our next film. Our next film is, speaking of the Joker, who is played by Mark Hamill. Our next film is a film called L Street 1976, and it's a documentary film on what went on at L Street Studios when they were going to make the very first original Star Wars that came out on 1977. So yeah, I think it's really interesting. What do you think, Zach?
I like Star Wars, but I'm honestly not a huge fan. I might get some hate and some flack. Like I don't really I enjoy watching the movies, but I don't care enough to know about everything they did in the background. I'm not that interested in like the etymology of everything. So I think for diehard fans this would be really cool. For me, it's like I might watch it someday, but I'm not terribly interested.
Yeah, makes sense. What do you think, Kruz, Shuja?
Wait, or is this L Street or is
L Street.
Oh wait, okay.
L Street.
Because I saw Star Wars story. I'm like,
right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I it would be cool if it was like a short YouTube video on it, but other than that, it's like I wouldn't go watch a movie.
You're not willing to sit down for the History Channel fucking narrative of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Basically.
Yeah. So seems pretty legit. I guess you can say. As for what do you think, Shuja? I'm pretty sure you're not interested in this documentary.
Documentary on Star Wars making. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Oh.
Like, is that sarcasm? I actually can't tell. Is that sarcasm, or are you honestly interested?
You can never figure me out. I sometimes cannot figure myself out. Don't do that,
You need more coffee.
Yes.
Yep.
Actually, no. It's already late. I do not want to stay up tonight.
Fair.
So,
Of
but
course.
Star Wars documentary. I like Star Wars. I've been a fan of Star Wars since I don't know. Since I was born.
Right.
So like, but here's the thing. I know some of Star Wars fan gonna kill me. Yes.
Don't worry, they'll shoot me first. You're fine.
But like, I like the animation more than the movie. I just do.
I can understand that. Yeah.
Because first, animation have a really badass fight.
Yeah, that's true. It's a lot cheaper to animate than to hire actors. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that.
I like the movie, but like they go in way too much of the history and like death and too much. Then I said, "Ooh, too much." And sometimes I got bored and I fell asleep, especially after episode 4. Don't know why. Every time episode 4 come up, I say, "Nope, that's my sleeping pill."
I like Star Wars episode. Here's the thing. I like Star Wars episode. Star Wars episode 5 is the best. I agree, but Star Wars episode 6 is my favorite, hands down.
That's all the explosion.
You know, George Lucas. I mean, he does a really good
So
job. But
far, even in the animation, is the Clone Wars. I only like Clone Wars. I don't know why.
Well, well, speaking of Star Wars, we might as well move on to our next, our final upcoming film that a lot of people have already seen. Personally, I'm not too sure if this film is going to be as good as I thought it would be, but who knows? Maybe it will be. Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. I saw the trailer for it, and like I can see all the fiction people and all the people who live in the Star Wars multiverse who have written books on certain films of this.
Yeah.
Kruz, you're gonna have to mute your mic if noise is going on. Anyway,
shut up. But
I mean, you gotta be careful. But anyway, with this film, I'm kind of wondering if this is going to be great because there are plenty of Star Wars multiverses out there aside from the main story that you've already know well and very much love. But even I can tell, okay, well, what exactly does this film have to offer that other stories have not? And I haven't really found the answer to that question. What do you think, Zach?
It's interesting just because it's someone in the rebellion that's so rebellious, even the rebellion is like, I don't know if we want to deal with this bitch. So
Mhm.
it's kind of weird. That's also kind of nice that they're taking a focus onto a new hero. I know technically the first three movies and second three movies had different heroes, and now with the new Star Wars coming out, you have your new set of heroes. So sure, it doesn't always focus on the same people, but like this really offshoot person that's very synonymous with stuff that happens in when the Clone Wars came out, and when a couple of other, like should have said, the animated series came out, you would start focusing on different heroes. So it's cool to see a new protagonist. It's interesting they're giving her the bad girl syndrome of just like, yeah, I'm just like, I've had a rough fucking life, and I'm basically as chaotic neutral as it comes. Sorry to get into D&D terminology, but
Right.
uh,
Well,
yeah.
the only thing that I'm hoping that other fans of Star Wars are going to be, the only thing that I am hoping is that fans of Star Wars are not going to be disappointed and older people especially, like, who go, wait, this isn't the new Star Wars film. This is just like a other story being told. I want to know what happened to Han Solo, Leia, and Luke. Where are they? Like, I just hope that people aren't going to be, tricked by this. I don't know why, out of all places, they decide to make a film regarding this story, but hey, I mean, I that's really all I got for this one.
Yep. How about you, Kruz? Shudra, thoughts?
Oh,
No,
go ahead, Goose.
you go.
Go ahead, bro.
I mean,
No, I'm more polite. No, I'm more polite. Sorry, go ahead.
after you. I insist.
Go ahead. I resist.
But I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm more into the main Star Wars story. I mean, I did see a little of the Clone Wars, the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun,
And then
dun, 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 dun.
the less familiar characters. I don't know. That's just my part of it.
Right,
I
right.
guess. It's a monster.
What about you? What about you, Shudra?
Here's the thing. I did not watch the last Star Wars movie. Yes, I know.
Neither have I, actually. So I'm right there with you.
I know. Some of my friends call me a jerk because I didn't go watch Star Wars. I know. I'm a jerk. Deal with it. Anyway, so, it's some weird reason after the clone, like, I can take a certain aspect of Star Wars, but they change things so much. I just don't know where the story gonna go anymore.
That's fair. Yeah, I can totally understand that.
Because I only know up to like, okay, look, blow up the Death Star. Great. Happy, happy, happy. Everybody happy.
Right.
Okay, I only know to that aspect, and then later on they come out more story. I say, sounds so weird. Now they add new character to make them official. I say,
You saw Star Wars Episode 7, right, Zach?
No,
What?
no, I haven't. I was planning on going to see it, and a lot of the people I knew that I've gone to watch it with went. And like I said, I like the series, but I don't know. I already know what happens. You have already told me, and I'll watch it when it comes out.
I haven't told you what happened.
Well, Scarfy, this might shock you. I talked to other people. But yeah, like my friends in Tallahassee spoiled it for me because they even asked, like, "Oh, do you care about spoilers?" Like, I don't give a shit about spoilers. They told
Well,
me. It's
gee,
like, okay.
thanks. I loved Star Wars Episode 7, and now there's like no point in showing you the damn film anymore.
Okay. Like honestly, I didn't.
See?
I'll be
this is why
seeing it.
you're a party pooper.
I'm not a party pooper. I have my own opinions. God damn it!
Fight.
Kiss. But I'll be watching it eventually. But yeah, like I said, it got spoiled for me, which I didn't mind because it saves me some cash, and I'll go see it when I get the chance because it was fucking a success, a huge success. So I don't feel like I cheated the makers out of the fucking $12 I would have paid. But yeah, I heard it's really good.
Yeah. Anyway, other than that, that's all I have to say for movies, and I guess we can end the show here.
Yeah, all right, sounds good. So are we doing, you said we have the April 24th. Are we doing a show next week? Is that happening?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, cool.
We're doing a show on April 24th, but I want to take a little bit of time for other people to see the movie themselves because let's be honest, not everyone is going to be seeing The Jungle Book on April 15th. So, you know what? Might as well give them a little bit of time so that we can all go see it ourselves and all that stuff. So, yeah, Anyway, my name is Scarfy Conley. It's been nice having you on Subwoofer Entertainment Treehouse. We will see you on Sunday.
Yep, I'm Zack Gray, and just say not to spice it up or anything, but one interesting thing. So I find interesting that one of our trolls just made a ponies reference. It's like I've never been trolled with a ponies reference. That's amazing.
The brony too.
Yeah. I mean, like
It's getting better.
that's amazing.
Better.
That's so awesome. Anyway, sorry, but yeah. So Zack Gray, good talking to you guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Kruz, we're not gonna let Kruz and Chitra say their goodbyes. All right. All right. Oh, did you? I wasn't paying attention.
Goodbye.
I was ranting about ponies.
Goodbye.
All right. We'll see y'all later.
Goodbye, ponies.